Hello students, today it is an instructional video. So, right now we are going to give you an entire view of how to take the exam for this programming C++, and as you know, since it is an online course, so initially you need to start with the login window, and here we are since it is a dummy kind of instructional video. So, that is why here we are giving some dummy user ID and password. We will start with that, and after getting started, once you will get into the login, then you need to confirm, and now you could go for your exam. And here you will have all your instructions, and you need to go through those instructions very carefully. Then you will go next. Then you have to, since you have read out all the instructions, whatever instructions are available over here, then you need to agree with that. Then you will go for the begin of your exam. So, now in this exam, here you could see the several things. Now, let me explain all those things one by one. So, now in your final exam you will have a practice session and you will have a final exam. Here you could see this is a final exam and this is a practice session. In this practice session, our main motto is to give you an idea how to take the exam for the programming questions. Okay. So, in the programming questions, here in the right hand side you could see the entire code, and this code are editable. Now, here you could say you could see that you could edit the codes. Okay. Now, here since I could able to write, the same way also you could able to write and edit the right hand side code. And our programming, we have designed the programs in such a way that no need to write the entire program, only you have to fill the blanks, whatever the necessary blanks would be available to you, only those necessary blanks need to be filled off. Do not tamper with anything else in your program, whatever blanks I am repeatedly telling you people, only you have to fill the blank, no need to tamper in anything else in the program. Fine. Like here you could see the 3 blanks, and here I already have filled off 2, and now I am going to fill off the third one. So, now here you have to fill off the third one, and here you could see the submit code and compile. So, I will suggest you to directly go to your submit code, and before that let me tell you one thing. Before writing the program, whatever the blanks that need to be filled up, you should have some instruction that need to be followed up, that is called your problem statements. Now, this is the problem statement you are having. Consider the code below, fill the blanks with the given answers in the loop to compute the sum of numbers from 1 to n, where n is the input. Okay. And those are the instruction given written in the left hand side to give you an idea how to take the programming test. Okay. So, now here you could, if you go below, here you could find the programs and the blanks, and those are not editable thing. Okay. And here you have given the answers because of you people, that you should know what is the answer and what need to be filled up. Since here we are having 3 blanks and 3 answers are there. So, 3 blanks need to be filled up, I is equal to 1, I less than equal to 1, and plus plus I, or you could write I plus plus. So, this is the answer that I have already filled up over here. Now, after filling the, before filling the blanks, you need to take care of the public test cases. Here you are having 2 public test case, public test case 1 and public test case 2. So, that means it is, if since it is a the summation of a number from 1 to n. So, if you will input 10, you should get a result of 55, and if you will input 15, you should get a result of 120. Okay. So, that means read out the entire instruction carefully, that means the problem statement carefully, and after reading out the problem statement carefully, just look at the public test cases, what is the input and what is the, what are the inputs and what are the output need to be matched if we will correctly put all your blanks filled. Okay. So, now here I have put all the blanks, I already have filled up the blanks. Now, since I filled up the blanks, so if I will go for submit code button meant for what? It is meant for compilation and execution, and once it will be compiled and executed, if you have written correct codes, So, then you will get your all the public test cases will passed, along with the private test case also will be passed. And here we have not shown you the private test case, this is only for the evaluation that it has been hidden from you people. Okay. So, now if I will go for submitting the code, so now what would happen? So, now it will give you a message, if you will drop down, here you could see code execution is in progress, meanwhile you can attempt next question, revisit to the execution status. Okay. So, it means that while it is getting executed, you could go for the another question to attempt. So, do not bother about that, you could wait till the execution is completed. So, now we will wait some time to see how the execution is going on. So, now after some time, so now here you could see execution successful and the input is 10, expected output is 55. So, that is why the public test case whatever we have given, right now we are getting the result as per the public test cases. So, that is why it has been passed. So, now you could see that here it has been written 3 out of 3 test cases passed. That means what, 2 public test cases that has been shown to you, and 1 private test case will be there which will not be shown to you, but it will be hidden from you, that is for the evaluation purpose. So, that is why you are getting that 3 out of 3 test cases are getting passed. Okay. Hopefully, you have understood the process of entire programming test, entire programming how to fill off and how to execute in this mode, in this programming mode. You are having another mode of executing the program in the local system also. How could you do that? Now, let me explain that also. So, now we will go for the reset. Here we are having a reset button. If you will press the reset button, then what would happen? It will give you the original program. So, now this is the original program you got. Now, this original program you will do one thing, you will copy the original program. So, for copying what you need to do? You need to entirely select through mouse you need to select the entire program, through mouse you have to select the entire program. Now, after selecting it you need to copy, and remember Control C it is not going to work in this interface. So, for that we have given a button over here, the icon over here, and you need to press that icon. Okay. After pressing that icon, that means the entire thing has been copied. Now, you go to the debugger part. Now, the debugger will be launched. So, now I will go for the debugger. So, now debugger is getting launched. So, you need to wait for a while. Okay. So, now it is fine. Now, we got a debugger window, and this is called the ID of dev C++. So, now this is the local debugger through which we also could compile and execute the program. So, this is the file you need to, whatever you have copied, that need to be paste over here. So, now you paste the copied code. Now, you change as per your instruction, since you already have read out the instructions and you have seen the public test cases. So, according to that you could decide what that need to be filled up. So, now here we are filling off our required codes. So, this is the code I filled up. So, as you know, you need to execute the program. So, for execution you need to save it. So, now I am saving the program. So, now it is ready. So, now let us give the public test case input and see whether we are getting the correct output or not. So, now it is 15. So, as per the public test case, now it passed. So, one public test case passed. Similarly, you could test for several public test cases that has been given to you. So, now it is okay. So, it is getting passed. So, do one thing. So, now copy the entire correct code. Now, minimize this. Now, you go to your program editor in your interface. Now, here you press select and delete the entire thing. Now, press Ctrl V to paste the yes. Now, it has been correctly, we could able to correctly paste the entire code. So, now this code is correct since you have tested in the local machine. So, now you go and submit the code. The same thing would happen, it will execute and give you whether the test case are getting passed or not. You need to wait for a while. So, now in between, now let me tell you one thing. So, as you have seen, there are two ways that you could fill the blank and you could compile and execute. One, in this interface itself you could fill the blank and you could submit code button and you could see whether your test case are getting passed or not. And the other way out is what? You just copy the entire thing and you go to the debugger, there itself you paste the entire code, you did your whatever necessary modification that need to be done as per your instruction and as per your public test case. You fill the blanks, then you run, execute, and once the code would be ready, then you copy the entire code from there and paste in this window and you need to submit the code. Now, here you could see that the entire test cases are getting passed and here you could see the output is 55. So, result that is coming off and there is 55 the expected. So, it is matching. Now, you could ask the question that why it is 3 by 3 test cases, because here you have given 2 test cases, public test case and 2 public test cases, here you have given public test case 1 and public test case 2. But what about this 3 out of 3 test case? That means it implies that we have a hidden test cases, we will have some hidden test cases, that is a private test case, that also will be tested. If it is getting passed, then only we will get the mark. Okay. So, now this is all about how to give the programming test in your programming C++. Thank you.